shakalacking tonight on this Thursday.
So we're live? Let me see. Honey, are we live?
Yes, we
All
are.
right, we're live. We're live.
You guys see what I deal with every day. This is my tour partner, my husband, Mr. Jae Davis, and we are coming to you guys tonight for a very special interview to talk about none other than working as a married tour team. As always, this is a pop-up interview, so feel free to chime in, provide us with your comments in the feed, ask any questions. Terrio has already said.
Yes, this is going to be R-rated. I'm going to get into the blunt, honest truth. If any agency out there, I would say agency, staffing agency, anyone out there, I'm going to give you the blunt, honest truth.
So he's going to be honest and transparent about our journey as a married tour couple and just working together, executing events as a tour team, how we met, and then also just give you guys with some tips and pointers that you can implement if you're dating a fellow EXP and you're looking to transition into working tours together as a tour couple, or if you're already a married tour team, because we have a lot of friends out there that are already married tour teams actually executing events. So I'm pretty sure a lot of the things that we're going to talk about tonight are going to resonate with them, but there are also going to be some tips that you can also implement if you're thinking about dating a fellow EXP, which can get a little crazy and hectic at times. But nonetheless, I'm going to go ahead and stop running my mouth and let T just talk a little bit about his backstory, how he began as an EXP, and then we'll talk more about how we met.
Well, for myself, hello everyone. My name is Jae Davis. I go by T because a lot of times a lot of people mispronounce my name, so just keep it simple. T Davis. I started off as a brand ambassador, which is the most important part of being in the experiential marketing industry. So you have a vibrant attitude or personality and just love to interact with people. This is a great field to be in. Just having that vibrant attitude. So anyone who has a vibrant attitude, encourage them to be in the experiential marketing industry because it'd be great for them. Again, I started off as a brand ambassador. And as a brand ambassador, it's important that you convey the correct information that is given from any information that's given to you by the staffing agency in reference to the product or things of that sort, and you just convey it in your own personality. So everyone's personality is different. That's what makes experiential marketing great, because one person can relate in a different way than myself. So way I come off from breathing the energy and way someone else come off bringing is two different things. But it's important to start off a brand ambassador, and I started off as a brand ambassador. I worked in law enforcement prior to me becoming a brand ambassador.
And hold on,
Yes.
How long ago did you start doing events? Like what year?
Honestly, before I was in law enforcement, I was doing corporate jobs too as well. But I started off as a brand ambassador in college. And from college, it started with a Coke program, matter of fact. So shout out to Coke, the headquarters in Atlanta. So shout out to Coke, they gave me an opportunity to work as a brand ambassador. I don't even know what the staffing agency was at the time, but yeah, it was some young ladies. They said, hey, we need help with giving out Coca-Colas. I'm gonna tell you some pointers about Coca-Cola, and I want you to just talk to people and just give out samples of Coca-Cola. And they said, yeah, we'll pay you at the end cash. So right then and there, I said, okay, I'll do it. So I had the personality. I said, come on. So they had the personality. So I jumped in on it, and she told me, yeah, you're going to be our brand ambassador for the day. So I said, so what does a brand ambassador exactly? Some things in the ropes. So she told me some ropes in and out as a brand ambassador, and boom, I started off. So I would say around 2004, around 2003, 2004, I started off as a brand ambassador. So I've been in the game for a minute. So 2003, 2004, I started off as a brand ambassador, and I was doing part-time while working a corporate job too as well. Then when I jumped in law enforcement, I was working in law enforcement, and still you can do, as a law enforcement officer, you can be doing side jobs, working like Braves games, different type of games. But I wanted to take off my uniform completely and not be dealing with law enforcement, have no badge on me. I just want to be T, and not I want to be T Davis, not Officer Davis or any of that sort. So long hope be told that while I was a law enforcement, I was still doing brand ambassador work on the side too as well. So once I left as a law enforcement, I jumped back into in the experiential marketing, which I really enjoyed, and I said I'm going to start back doing tours, because I was doing some tours within while I was as a law enforcement officer. I was taking them days off left and right But yes, I was doing side tours too as well, small tours. So that's how I started off as in experiential marketing industry as a brand ambassador, which is the most important thing when you work in the experiential marketing industry to learn is being a brand ambassador.
And then for myself, I started in 2011. So I'll talk about this and you do what, give you guys a little backstory. And Dominique, we're going to get to your question later on. So we're going to take questions at the end. So we'll go back through our feed and just answer all of your questions. But hey, Michael. Hey, Simone. Hey to everybody joining us live. We're going to continue to just feed through, answer your questions. But as I was saying, I started back in 2009, fresh out of college. And I was just looking for a way to supplement income. And I was actually working an event. Me and Terrio met at our first event in 2011. We were working as brand ambassadors for LG. So I walk in to get ready for the event because I was a little early. And I asked a gentleman where was the restroom because I wanted to make sure I was freshed up and had my uniforms ready to go. And when I came back upstairs, we were at a place called the Tabernacle here in Atlanta executing an event. But when I came back upstairs to get ready for training, long and behold, the person that I had asked where the bathroom was T, and he was going to be working alongside me as a brand ambassador. So that was like pretty cool because I was like, oh, he was the bathroom guy, and now we working as BAs. So that was the first introduction that we had to each other, and ever since then, like, you know, truth be told, he stuttered when he asked for my number. And ever since then, like, you know, it's just been a great mesh and a great relationship between us. You know, T was still working with Atlanta Police Department at the time. I was full-time into the experiential marketing industry, hustling, working jobs as a BA, 4 to 5 jobs a day just to make it because I had quit my corporate job. So for us, coming together and just working as BAs still, but then, you know, developing a great relationship and seeing the potential to move into other avenues within the experiential marketing industry and working on tours was really, you know, something that we didn't initially strive to do, but everything fell into place for us to make that happen.
Yes. At first, when we as brand ambassador, because the industry is so small, I wasn't really interested in a lot of the females within the industry itself because I don't play where I work. Mm-hmm. So I kept that separate. But then when I met Jay, it was something uniquely. We was up there joking with each other and everything. And I was like, all right, she's an intelligent young lady, first of all, and she seems like she knows what she's doing. Mm-hmm. So I was hesitant on asking, like she said, I did stutter a little bit, stuttering stammer a little bit. So I was stuttering a little bit prior to me asking her, and it's Atlanta, so I was like, I know you dated somebody. I said, you fine, I know you dated somebody. And she said, no, I'm single. I had to give her, also I had to get her number because we had to turn in uniforms. And we had another event coming up for New Year's. And who was our manager?
Vicky, but you couldn't work.
Oh yeah, Vicky was our manager. She was funny as hell. But then Vicky was our manager. She had something to drink too. She was lit, boy. Vicky was our manager, and she told me I had to get Jay number because I had to turn in uniforms. So I had her number, and I said, and I just left a relationship probably like 3 months prior or 2 months prior, and I said, I'm not looking for nothing serious. I just want to just go on a date. So I sent her a text message and I said, are you dating someone? She said no. And I was like, wow, she's not dating no one. So I was like, all right. So it's potentially something I would look to date that's within the industry.
Mm-hmm. So things actually, you had a phone call coming in, but things actually developed from there. And as T said, we've been able to just develop a great relationship. And now we met in 2011. Things moved fast, got married in 2013. Our first tour actually together in 2012. We were not married yet, but we were able to just transition into the experiential marketing industry and work events together and, you know, solidify ourselves as a tour management couple. So
yeah, so but after we started work, we did some work within the Atlanta market together, brand ambassador work. Then we did like couple small programs weekend programs where we went out of town for automotive events. Mm-hmm. And we saw the camaraderie that we had, and I was like, all right, she could be somebody I would date in the industry, but also be someone possibly that I can go on. We can go on tour together and be a team together. So once we saw that camaraderie and everything meshed together perfectly, it was like, all right, it's time. This could be my partner right here on the road. So.
So, but before that, we did not. A lot of people ask, did you both have your CDLs prior? No. T obtained his CDL A first.
Yes.
And then after that, a year later, I went to school and got my CDL. And I will tell you this, having our CDLs now, even to this day, and that was back in 2013 and 2014.
Well, I have mine in 2011, beginning of late 2011, 2012.
Yeah, that was one of the best decisions that we've made to date working in this industry, because it has allowed us to catapult ourselves and obtain just consistent opportunities as the CDL A Tour Team. So if you're still on the cusp and you're thinking about getting your CDLAs, go ahead and do it, because it's a great investment.
Yeah, so also as a CDL A tour team, prior to getting, we were saying that we began managing tours. And our first tour together was in 2012. This is without having our CDLs. Our first tour together as management team, it was an automotive tour from a major brand, and that tour actually we learned a lot from that tour and managing. One of the things that we first learned that your personal problems, you can't bring it to work, especially being a couple. You can't bring it to work, because prior to then we saw where prior to us being a tour team, we saw couples come on scene and they'd be arguing. As management team and as a brand ambassador, that's the last thing you want to hear. Your tour managers they're arguing on some person. You're not here for that. You're here to bring some energy and to be a brand ambassador and to execute it in a very vibrant way and in a professional way. So the last thing you want to do is come on scene and boom, you have two managers that can't work together. So that looks bad. So us seeing that, we saw how we have to convey ourselves. And one of the things that we did learn, again, to separate the two, and one is to communicate. One thing we had to learn, you have to learn how to do is communicate. So if you can communicate with someone in an honest way, I mean honest, like outside of when you're away from the footprint and things is after the event, you can go like, hey, I didn't like how you did so and so, and that person don't take it personally. Just to they took it as a learning experience instead of taking things personally. So some things I can say that I couldn't say to other partners on my team. They're like, hey, Jay, you doing horrible at so and so. You need to step your game
up. You need to just calm down and chill, because our roles, we're gonna talk about that in a second. But T's, I'm more of the chill, calm one. T is more the 0 to 100 calm one. So learning how our personalities are different and being able to work through those on site, as T said, is important. Yeah. And just making sure that we, like he said, we don't bring our personal issues to work, because we've seen the end result of that. And it also creates a rift within, the group and within the brand ambassadors, because the BA may not go speak to the female or the male because of what they saw or the interactions between you two. So keep your personal issues at home before you get on site. Hash it out. Even if you're still mad at each other, hey, I'm mad at you, but we're here to work. We'll talk about our issues later. Like, establishing that is important. And like he said, communication, like being able to effectively communicate in a way which doesn't like hurt each other's feelings or make each other feel, how would you say, like less than, right?
Yes, but also when you learn how to keep your personal problems away, when you begin to work as a team and you execute an event, you guys are moving on the event, things are running well. Sometimes you even forget about the problems. Yeah. So if you can able to navigate and learn that with each other, again, a lot of your personal problems that you may have outside of work will basically diminish, and you probably forget about the situation you had previously. So that's great about it. Once you learn that as a team, you guys can achieve anything as far as manage the team together. So that's one thing. Once you learn how to communicate, then also respect each other's authority. So if Jay is I learned this too as well. We had an event. It was a concert a concert tour, and Jay, you have to have you had to be 21 to get in. So the young lady, so she played us, but she got me, I guess. So Jay informed her that she wasn't allowed to come to the event because she had to be 21. Yes, she was over 21, but you had to have ID and they had to scan. So they like, my speed, where's the other manager at? So I came up there and Jay was standing right there, and she was like, and the other young lady, she already scanned her ID. She was 21. They was together, and I was there with the other young lady when they scanned in, and I walked off, and I came back, and they was like, "Can you let her in? She's 21. Can you let her in?" And not really knowing that Jay already authorized that she could come in. So I was like, "Yeah, she come in," and looking at beauty. So looking at beauty, I wasn't looking at booty, but I was looking at beauty, and I said, "Come on!" I said, "Come on in, come on." I said, "She's all right. Come on in." And there, right there, it's a no because Jay already set and authorized a standard, said no, she cannot come in, and I was taking a liability because if anything should happen with her inside the event, and especially it was concert, it was alcohol, everything going, we would have been liable. So boom, I learned right then and there that cannot happen. Jay rolled her eyes at me, and I knew it was a problem. So again, we didn't handle that situation right then and there. A discrepancy, what happened? We waited after to the event. And she gave me the rundown, and she gave me the clear rundown of what I did wrong. So again, that's a great tour team. She told me what I did wrong, and I didn't take it to heart. So you can't have your emotions, take it to heart. Oh, she yelling at me and all this, all that. Yeah. No, she's trying to set perimeters where we both can cover each other and make sure that we're on point when running and managing the event.
Because you have to remember, you're representing the experiential marketing agency who hired you and the client, because the client hired the agency who then hired you to execute the event. So you have to always make sure that both of you are working together as a team, whether you are a married team, a female team, a male team. You have to remember that you're there to work together and to make sure that your roles and responsibilities are clearly defined, and that both of you are in clear communication and understand what is going to take place and transpire during an event. So as far as roles and responsibilities, how do we divvy up, you would say, our roles?
So we early, that's when the learning process, when you begin to work together as a team, you kind of you begin to figure out, all right, where's our strength and our weaknesses are at. But both of us, we're strong. We're able to do it independently. But again, you're going to be stronger in one area than your companion. She's going to be, or whoever your tour partner is. One person going to be stronger in one area, and one person going to be kind of weak. But overall, we can manage it independently, though. So
but
that's
for
a great
us,
thing.
the key was because we are two strong people, learning how to not be so hands-on on everything and allow T or myself to lead an area. So what would you say, like, okay, our roles, what do we?
So for myself, my role is to logistically, all the logistics as far as setting up the event itself, the footprint, making sure that we are up on all codes, certifications, anything of that sort. I'm speaking with the on-site contact, let them know exactly what's going on, how the flow of traffic is going to be throughout the day, throughout the event. Also, what's some other things?
You do logistics, footprint, and you handle a lot of the on-site contact things. Anything from issues with the trailers or trucks, T is more hands-on with that. As for myself, I manage the brand ambassadors. I am the main point of contact usually when I'm working with the experiential marketing or the staffing agency. I am the one who trains all the brand ambassadors on site. T does ad support, but I am the main person to train all the brand ambassadors. I handle breaks. I handle event recaps. I also work with the client, work as the client liaison. Usually when a client comes on site, I am the first main point of contact. And even for events and the on-site contacts for events, I work, usually to communicate with them before an event and to schedule site checks. So over the years, we have found our flow and found what we do best. And we really try to stay within our areas and our niche to make sure that we successfully execute an event. It took time and trial and error to figure this out. It didn't happen overnight, but it happened pretty quickly for us because we understood, we are working together as a team. So once we grasped that concept and honed in on that, we were able to then decide, okay, well, I'm gonna let you handle this because I know I'm not best at this, and well, Jay, you go ahead and you do this because you're more hands on. And for two strong people, to be honest, it was hard to really admit that, just to take your hands off, because we like to be hands on with everything. And even sometimes I'll come behind T and say, T, did you? He'd be like, Jay, I got it, I did it. And he, so we still do that to this day. But I think over the years we have learned, we trust each other as a married couple, but trusting each other on the road and trusting that that person's gonna get it done. It has to translate, and also when you're working and you're managing programs together.
And also, what's great about it with our management, a lot of times people don't even know that we're a couple.
Yeah.
They think we're just a management team.
Yeah.
So when they get on site and we were just speaking, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. Jay's doing what she's supposed to do as a manager. And a lot of times they don't even know we're a married couple. But they hint sometimes, because I wear my band that has color on it, and then Jay probably have her band on. And we had similar bands at the time, and they would look down, but they weren't. A lot of brand ambassadors wouldn't question it, but someone would look down. They were like, "I know." Then at the end of the event, we always tell them, "Yes, we are a married couple like that, a married tour team." Then a lot of people are like, "Oh, I thought it was. I knew it, but I wasn't sure."
And that's something that I feel like even if you are a married or a dating team, that's something I don't believe needs to be publicized when you begin working an event to any BAs. You're there to do your job, to execute your event as a team. So what you do outside of work in your personal life shouldn't affect how you manage an event. And with that being said, we don't broadcast and just come on site and let people know that we're a married tour team. We prefer for you not to know, because sometimes as you guys know, when EXPs know this, they may try to go to one person or the other person to try to take longer breaks or to do certain things. So we always keep it professional and make sure that we maintain, a high level of, event execution and professionalism when we're executing events. So we don't publicize that when we're executing events.
Also, what's great with the experiential marketing, there's a lot of beautiful people that work in the field. And the Bible say, all right, how do y'all handle people being jealous or trying to talk to Jay, or someone's trying to talk to me? I put work before anything. So a lot of times I'm not even being attentive to that. And again, with this industry, they don't know that we are a married tour team. So funny story. This is gonna be R-rated.
Don't say that.
So I'm gonna give y'all straight up. I'm gonna give you the straight up what happened. So we was on tour and we was at
Virginia.
We was in Virginia. It was a music tour, and matter of fact, it was Future performing too. So shout out to Future. But we was there, and one of the production guys, he was bringing a lift. He was bringing a lift because we need to set up for our tent and everything. And the guy was taking the lift out of the truck. Then he saw Jay, and he rolled over there. Then he rolled up to me. Hey, he was like, "Hey man, who fucking Jay?" And I was like, Well, I said, I don't know. I said, her husband coming to town, and it was so shocked to me. I was dying laughing. I was like, her husband coming to town and see her doing the breaks and everything. He like, man, I know somebody fucking Jay like that. So long story told, like at the end, Jay, he was over there talking to Jay. Then Jay ended up telling him, say, yeah, that's my husband over there, T right there. That's my husband. He travels with me on tour. So the guy looked at me like, oh, he was like, oh my God. He's like, bro, I'm sorry, man. He said, I'm sorry. I said, man, it is what it is. So I'm blessed to know that I got a beautiful wife and everything. So I'm not a jealous type person. So you can't be jealous if you're in a relationship and you're going on tour. You can't be jealous because people are going to flirt. People are going to do those things because that's natural. Yeah. So if you're not a jealous person, it'll be gravy for you guys to be together again as a tour team, tour partner, and everything. So jealousy cannot be. You cannot be jealous of anything, and you have to have that trust too as well. So again, there's plenty of people who have tried to talk to Jay, but it is what it is. Yeah. But hey, that was one of the funniest stories ever, boy. I was crying laughing after that. He was so sorry for what he did. He was deeply sorry for what he said and everything. I was crying laughing, boy. Yeah. I was like, I wanted to tell him, yeah, who is fucking Jay? I'm fucking Jay. So excuse me, you guys. So that's a little inside story that we had. That's one of the funniest things. I always remember that because that was the funniest thing ever, being on tour. So that's a good memory that we had together also.
But we've been able to accomplish so much as a tour team. We've just been a part of some amazing launches of programs, tours, events, and just been able to experience travel together. We traveled to 49 states. We traveled out of the country. So we've been blessed to have been able to be a part of some amazing programs and events, which has afforded us the opportunity to experience life together. So, it's been a great journey for us, and we constantly learning and constantly evolving, like as people, because you have to understand when you're married, a lot of times you have to you look at people just commenting on what you said the next show. This is hilarious. But back to what I was saying, you have to learn how to separate work from personal life. Yeah. And that's something that I always talk about, and something that we struggle with all the time, because we are on tour executing events, and when we go to dinner we still talking about work. So making sure that we bring in a date night, that we constantly make time for each other, and that we are spending time doing things outside of work, spontaneous things, just checking out different sites in different areas, is important, to us.
So that's one thing, being on tour was great, because we're both sports enthusiasts. So anytime we're in the market, we always try to go to, so we're knocking out right now, we're knocking out all the, all the baseball stadiums. So we knocked out pretty much, I say 16
13 more.
And 13 more to go. So as a tour team, that's some things you can have goals on the tour. Like you want to check out certain sites that America have. And when you're on tour, you get to see all layouts in the land and how beautiful it is. And also meet so many people, go to different type of events. It's opened up so many doors for us. So it's been a blessing on that part too as well. So, and also because we tour the U.S. so much, then you naturally want to gravitate outside the borders. So basically we've been over 27 countries now, and planning to knock out, before we had kids, we were trying to knock out at least, I would say at least 5 more. 5 more countries we're going to try to knock out before we decide start the family and everything. So that's one thing, you begin to gravitate outside the U.S. And when you gravitate outside the U.S., even more doors open up, because they find out what you do, and they want you to be part of what they have going on overseas. So we even now have developed friends overseas. Got a couple friends in Singapore that we met over there too as well. Singapore, we have other friends in Germany. We have friends in Germany now. Italy. So we have friends in Italy now. So again, you expand your horizon outside the U.S. So that's been a blessing for us too as well.
But we're always honest and transparent with any tour couple that we work with, and tell them, it's not easy. People look at us from the outside looking in and just like, man, y'all have this cool job, y'all work together, but people don't understand the backstory and what it takes for us to be able to execute events and just work and build this camaraderie. And we meet so many people when we're executing events that ask, how can you work with your mate? Like, I need a break every day. I don't see how you do it. So, for us, it has become very easy and very fluid for us to just be around each other, 24/7 all the time. But if you're a person that likes your alone time and you like to, explore and do things on your own, you can still do that while you're in while you're touring and executing events. But it's going to be tough, because you're around this person 24/7, 365.
365, literally 365.
So naturally you're gonna need your space, and you're gonna want to be able just to do some things on your own. So like, what do you do? Like, what do you do on the road? I know what you do, but you could tell them, like, to get away from me for like a couple of hours.
Well, so I always go to the gym and work out. A couple of hours allow me just to get some free time to myself. Sometimes I go and read. And also, I'm always looking to explore other options outside the experiential marketing industry, open up other doors with some clients too as well. Not even within experiential marketing, even in the music industry and too as well. So I'm always seeking to broaden our horizon with everybody, because Atlanta is big with a lot of. I'm from the Atlanta area, so Atlanta has become big with the music industry, with the movie industry. So I'm always seeking to broaden our capabilities of working within the experiential marketing industry to other avenues. So that's what I do in my off time. Like again, I say I work out, just keep a level head, and always focus on another adventure that we could take on as a team.
And for me, like I like to read a lot, like to check out things in the city. Sometimes just go by myself.
Write
and
books.
Just do things. Write books. Yes, I love writing. And I also like to watch HGTV and just spend time, doing things outside of just work and event recaps and responding to emails. So that's how I decompress, and just spending time with family too. Family is extremely important to us. So that's, when we're on the road, we try to make a long time, and just time to do things outside of work. So.
Yes, and also for you guys who are within the industry, and you're just say you are a tour manager right now, and you're trying to step to the next level, being getting your CDLs, like Jay spoke earlier. Getting your CDLs open up again, another door avenue for you. So a lot of times you may be off on a tour, and you're just taking a break, and you get emails. Emails are asking, "Hey, can you make a run to so and so? I have an event in New York. Can you make a run? Can you pick up these assets and just take it to New York and make a quick run?" Making a quick good buck, especially if it's a rush delivery, and you better damn tax them. But rush delivery, you just take it up there. You get to enjoy the event, quick and easy. So it always adds extra income too as well. Having your CDLAs. So again, Jay has her CDLAs. I have my CDLAs, and again, it opens us even more broader avenues too as well. So we are skilled in many ways too. Not just with the automotive industry, not with just what other industry? Tobacco
or different sampling programs. We
alcohol.
touch every facet of the industry, and we're very dynamic in the fact that we know and understand, and can pinpoint things before they happen, and we're able to just give each other that look and say, okay, we need to make that adjustment. And that took time and took years for us to develop that. So if you find the right tour partner, like I said, it doesn't have to be someone you're dating, but if you find the right tour partner, or you're deciding or contemplating whether to go on tour with somebody, make sure you vet that person. Make sure you kind of know a little bit about them before you get on tour, because you're going to be spending a lot of time with this person. So making sure that both of you are in sync and can work as a team to get things done and to execute a successful event is key and important to any type of activation.
Yes, and also beneficial as a couple too as well. A lot of agencies also gravitate towards you because it saves too as well. So also, if you wanted to increase financially for as your hotel per diem, having a tour partner that you can share a room with also helps financially for you guys.
For both of you.
So make sure that you can stay in that room with that person. So if they are nasty or you can't handle them snoring, I've been in the room with someone. This before I met Jay. I went on a tour. It was luckily it was just a weekend, but we shared a room. I shared a room with a gentleman. Snored and snored and snored. I wanted to get up in the middle of the night and just slap the hell out of him with a pillow, but I kept my composure. But those are some of the things that you want to be cohesive about. Just making sure that you're aware that this person that I can share a room with, they don't have any type of bad habits. There's some drug heads out there too within the experiential marketing. Make sure they're not a drug head, they're not abusing drugs, or
they're not compromising your ability to execute the event, and it costs both of you a job opportunity.
Exactly.
So you just got to be mindful of that. Be mindful of the people that you're working with. Be mindful of the people that you are referring for a tour and to work a tour, because at the end of the day, all you have in this industry is your name, your reputation, and your ability to be professional and to execute an event. So we're gonna answer some questions. Go ahead, right. T, and
then also when Jay said being professional and bringing quality. So with anything with your partner, make sure you guys bring quality, because quality overlaps quantity. And what's great about that, when I mean by quality, that it opened up doors to that we don't have to right now really go out and push our resume to agencies. A lot of times right now, agencies come to us.
Yeah.
So it's been a blessing to just, again, have quality work. When you're out there in the field, you're doing quality, you're training brand ambassadors correctly, you execute the event to its highest potential. And with
you respond with event recaps on time in a timely manner.
The photos.
You make the account manager's job easy, and that's the key thing, is to make that account manager, that staffing coordinator's job easy.
And sometimes as a tour team, honest, we doing the account manager's job anyway.
Yeah.
So we're doing that job. So if you have an account manager who respect what the quality that you bring, they even look out for you on the road with extra bonuses too as well.
Yeah.
So that's great. Account manager that respects you as bringing quality, they will also look out for you.
And
so
take
that's
care of you.
and take care of you as well.
So
and and again, like we say, you bring that quality work within the industry
as a team.
You don't have to worrying about the next tour, because right now,
tours
honestly,
will find you.
Right now we have I say like a couple tours right now looking at us, asking for us our work for 2019. So it opened up doors where we don't have to come and go and look.
But Dominique asked the question, any tips on going full-time or booking tours? I would say first, if you are keen and open to getting your CDL, definitely grab your CDL. But if you're not there yet and you're not ready to get your CDL, then I would say making sure that you have a resume which shows your management experience, making sure that you have a video, an interview, not an interview per se, but just a video which highlights, all of the experience that you have obtained over the years as an EXP. And you have to be able to sell yourself and sell all of your qualities and your experience. I would say continue applying. I didn't receive my first management program when I applied for my first, second, third, 10th program. It wasn't until maybe 15 or 20 programs down the line, and almost a year and a half later, that I received my first tour opportunity. So keep applying. Make sure you have a resume that's tailored to your management experience. And if you are willing to, getting your CDL will assist you.
And also, if you're looking to become on the tour side as well, do a great job as a brand ambassador. Because honestly, Jay and I, we always look out for brand ambassadors that work with us. We see that, like, man, that person is good. They know what they're doing. Or a team lead within it. Just say we come to market, and there's a team lead who's managing the team in a great fashion. We always just have their name and their phone number, and we'll reach out to them if it's a program where they need a tour or partner, and we refer them in that manner. So always do a great job as far as being a brand ambassador and in any role that you should take, even as a product specialist. Yeah. I've been given other opportunities just being a great brand ambassador. I don't even tell people that I work full time as a tour manager. I'm just here to be a brand ambassador. And so a lot of times I come back in the market, in the Atlanta market, and I just work as a brand ambassador just to see how the flow of being a brand ambassador, the EXPs, I may be able to refer somebody on the program that's been offered for me as a tour, and I need other tour staff with me too as well. So I know that person can bring great quality work. I always refer them to be part of the program that we're running to as well. So that's one thing. Always be a great brand ambassador, because that's the forefront of any event. And if you can convey information to the consumer and have that consumer giving that great energy, the great interaction, it leads to that. And again, it leads to many doors to be open to as well.
So don't give up, Dominique. It took time for me. It took time for T to get where he's at, but you have to continue to apply, and the doors will open and opportunities will be presented to you. But make sure you're networking with the right people when you're on site. You are maintaining my 3 Ps: professionalism, presentable, and personable while you're on site. And just make sure that you are always, updating your resume and submitting for those opportunities, because something is going to come up and you will be given that opportunity. But it takes time. Yeah. And you'll be ready. That's the great thing. By starting out as a BA, you'll be equipped and ready, and you'll appreciate the opportunity even more.
And what I've loved about what Jay, not as my wife, but also what she has done for the industry, what she's doing for the industry is bringing stability to the industry and education those who are trying to be in the industry and those who are already within the experiential marketing industry. And with this book, You Do What? You guys right now need to go on Amazon and put in You Do What in the search and this book is going to come up. Purchase this book. This book will give you intel and insight on exactly what you need to start as a brand ambassador, how to conduct yourself in all avenues and everything that you need. So again, you guys watching or who may be watching later, make sure you go in here and purchase your copy of You Do What. And I'm going to later in a few minutes, I'm going to give you a little insight on ways to make some more money within the industry just reading this book.
But Simone asked the question, have you ever had to collectively dismiss a BA on the program? What was your biggest fear, if any, during your first tour? Okay, we're going to keep it short because we've been on for about 40-something minutes. But quick story. First tour we did together, we had dismissed a BA, so you getting a double win in the first one.
A product specialist.
A product specialist.
We
were managing a tour for a automotive brand, we won't say who. But long story short, this product specialist was giving keys to a vehicle which was very fast, and we had told the the product specialist assigned to that vehicle to not give him the keys because we saw at training he was extremely irresponsible. But that product specialist ended up giving that person the keys to this vehicle. Me and T, we had an event the next day. No, we had an event the day after, so 2 days. 3 o'clock in the morning, before that, we called all the product specialists, made sure that they had their keys and that they were back, and we looked outside and we checked in with everybody. Everybody was back and they were at their hotel and ready to go set up for the next day. 3 o'clock in the morning, we get a call to our hotel room from the sheriff's department of this particular county we were in. And they told us that one of our vehicles had been involved in an accident. And I was on the phone, I was like, officer, that's not true because I did a check and all of our vehicles were out there. Well, T was speaking to the officer, I got up, looked outside, and sure enough, that vehicle was missing. So that product specialist took the vehicle. He gave the other product specialist who we told not to give the vehicle, he gave him the vehicle. That product specialist took the vehicle, totaled the vehicle, was involved in a DUI accident, and fled the scene of an accident.
He fled the scene, and the vehicle, well, I'm not going to say what brand, those some good vehicles. He had to be running at least 100 and something down the roadway. It flipped several times.
All the airbags were deployed. The car looked like a straight sardine.
Honestly, you would think that he would have died from the accident, but luckily he was able to walk away. And long story short, he came back the next day.
So morning. We were looking for him. We were calling him. We had to let the agency know. You know, this is the first thing we did was call the agency. Let them know that he was missing. We kept trying to call him. The hotel manager let us into his room. He had alcohol everywhere in the room, so he had been drinking
bottles
all night. So we were having a team meeting at around 1 or 2 o'clock. The agency was notified. Of course, he was going to be terminated. 1 o'clock in the daytime, he comes walking into the hotel like everything was fine. Like, hey guys, like, what's up? And we like, do you not know the severity of what just happened? So
busted lip, old blood that was dried up, shirt all discredited. He just looked a hot mess, and we
could tell he had been in something. So we had at that point we pulled him to the side. Of course, we let him know he was dismissed from the program, and we had to forego having him, of course, on the tour, and we had to dismiss the person who gave him the keys to the car because by doing that, you made yourself liable and you are now responsible for what transpired. So we had to get rid of 2 product specialists that day.
On tour.
And have a new car shipped in to our event because we were down 1 vehicle. So that was our first tour, and that was a crazy experience.
And also as a manager too as well, once you see, I guess, especially during training, be aware of your product specialists. Like during training, if you see somebody EXPs, you may see that they may be out of control. Conveyed it to the agency. We conveyed it before we left with the tour. We conveyed it to them with the account manager. We sat down with them. We emailed them too as well. Put things in email and writing too as well. So we put it in writing. We informed them, hey, this gentleman right here, he may be out of control and he may not be the best
fit for this
program. We informed them with two emails thoroughly explaining why. They like, oh, he's all right. He's he just like that. No, he's just not like that. He's just about flipping cars over. That's what he's about. That's what life is about.
That's what happens. So, you know, if you have a hint about something and you don't feel good about a person or an event, make sure you communicate that information, because you never know how that may play out and transpire and affect the overall event. So make sure you're always effectively communicating with your account managers, with the staffing coordinators, and relaying your concerns to them. You know, that's one thing that we learned early on. Communication as a tour manager with each other and with the office is important. So that, I mean, we're gonna probably go ahead and get off of here. Dominique, another question. Is it better to go through BA agencies for tours or directly through marketing agencies? Both. It depends on where you're starting. If you're new in the industry, I would definitely try your hand at both, but you may get booked quicker with staffing agencies, because a lot of times they have tours either last minute or they are, what would you say?
Well, it gives you a quicker opportunity to get within on the tour side. Get your foot in. So if you can get the opportunity with a staffing agency, go ahead and be open to that too as well.
Yeah, my first tour was with a staffing agency, Attack Marketing. They booked me for my first tour, and then after that, you know, it grew and grew, and the client loved us so much that he wanted us on future programs. So we were able to build a rapport with them and, you know, work directly with the Experiential Marketing Agency. So it can work both ways.
But I say better is directly with a marketing agency. So right now, all of our tours are directly with a marketing agency. Mm-hmm. So yes, the better option is the marketing agency. But if you're trying to get your foot in the door on your first tour, if the opportunity opens up on the staffing agency side, go ahead and jump on that opportunity. Then again, that door will open up
and just learn, and then from there you'll be able to sell yourself for future tour opportunities. So that's key. But any last words before we go?
Any more questions out there? But last word. Also, I want to convey this too as well. So it may be some of you guys that are already in the industry. They're like, oh, I don't need to read You Do What, but I've met some people in the industry who started out where we were together as a brand ambassador, now to tour managers, and also they're struggling within the industry, and a lot of them say financially they're struggling. Well, in Jae's book, You Do What, again, go to Amazon and purchase your copy. You Do What, and chapter 10 right there, chapter 10. That right there refers to smart money management. Mm-hmm. Up on the smart money management, it teaches you ways and ropes to financially save your money and how to budget your money during the all season and within the industry. It's okay to splurge on certain things, but you got to remember you can't splurge all the time, because again, the money's not going to be there.
Especially on tour.
On tour, when you're getting financially lump sum of money at one time, you have to learn how to budget your money. If you don't know how to budget your money and you've been in the industry over 5 years on tour, and you financially broke, purchase your copy of You Do What on Amazon. Go to Amazon and buy your copy of You Do What and turn to page chapter 10. Smart money management. It would teach you the ropes and ways to save your money, and also important to invest. Mm-hmm. Also, with You Do What, it opened up with Jae, what she wrote in there. It opened up, shows you how you open up avenues to explore other dreams and goals that you may have. I thought about doing real estate, not going heavily, but within the last 2 years, we were going heavily within the real estate investment. We were blessed to have a couple properties up on our belt now. And we're looking to explore a couple more too as well before we leave out the industry. So that's one thing. Whatever you have dreams and goals, you maybe want to open up a business. This is a way where you can fund that and also work towards it too as well. So right now, I'm going to show you right now. That's why we're wearing right now. I'm not 9 to 5. So I'm not 9 to 5. If you read this book, You Do What, you will understand the reason why we have I'm not 9 to 5. Yeah. And again, that's why that's a good reason. Again, that's a good reason to purchase You Do What, because it teaches the ropes within the industry that you may not know of. And I'm gonna let the secret out the bag. When the book tour life come out, oh, it's gonna give you some more insight too as well. But this is the groundbreaking of to start you off within the experiential marketing and it sets you up for success. So when you decide after you read You Do What, then you read You Do What, I think it's Tour Life. When you read that, it teaches the ropes while you've been on tour so you can gain financially. Once you gain financially, you can start throwing, oh, all right, I just said I wanted to buy me a home within the next 2 years or within the next year. You can accomplish that too as well. Also, if you say, all right, I wanted to open up me a bakery or catering shop. Oh, all right, I'll do that too as well. So you may...
And working on tour and being able to get that, financially set yourself up to be able to accomplish your goals is important. So save your money, financially set yourself up, pay off your debt, use your opportunities as a tour team to financially put yourself in a better situation. Because, why else would you be doing it just to blow money? No, that's not the end all be all. We all should be striving towards things. I know you may enjoy working in this industry and you want to make it a career. Yes, but you got to also have a side hustle, and maybe an exit plan if that's something that you want to do. So keeping that, in your mind and staying focused on your goals. We do vision boards every year. That's important.
Yeah. So to all my EXPs who started in the industry and especially those who've been a veteran with the industry, they think they know it all and they don't. Sometimes I sit back. I sit back and I just listen to them. Sometimes they say some real things financially that's not smart. And again, you do what? So go to Amazon and purchase your copy and learn. So there's certain things that you may already know, like, oh, I know that, I don't need that. And there's some things that are going to open your eyes up that you probably didn't even know about, and that you can be, again, more financially sound so you can invest into those dreams and goals too as well. So that's why we say, I'm not 9 to 5. And shout out to and that's great. And what's great about this industry too as well. So for our shirts that the print who printed these are who?
Stephanie.
So shout out to Stephanie. Stephanie is someone I met as a brand ambassador. We work together in the Atlanta area. So she's a brand ambassador. She started her own printing company here in the Atlanta area. It's called Two Gink.
Shouts out to Two Gink.
So shout out to Two Gink. They started a printing company. And she was able to print out shirts. I'm not 9 to 5, so that's a great thing. So shout out to Stephanie. A great example of somebody just doing their own thing and finding their own way within the industry. And I'm giving another insight. Our tax accountant, she's within the industry. She worked with us. She worked with Jae on tour too as well. So she also worked within the industry, and again, it opened up many avenues and networking with other people too as well. So. I'm gonna be quiet and I'm gonna get you guys back to Jay because I know you guys want to hear Jay talk rather than
No, but we just gonna go ahead and get off of this live video because it's going on an hour now. Thank you guys for tuning in, for just hearing and learning all of our insight, giving you guys the, as T say, the raw, unedited, versions of the things that we go through, the challenges that we face as a tour team. If you're thinking about it, if you're contemplating it, make sure you get the right tour partner. You are only as good as the person working next to you.
Yep.
But I hope we have been able to inspire you guys, give you guys some little nuggets you could take away and implement on your tours. And nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and get off of here. Hopefully I can get T back on another time. But other than that, you guys enjoy your weekend. I'm going to be posting the EXP on the go for tomorrow. Make sure you guys continue to have people join our community. We are only as good as the community in the group, and we are only as good when we share information. So continue to feed off each other, share this group with others, and we are going to continue to make improvements.
And shout out to Jay for bringing positive insight within the industry. So that's one thing about it. She wanted to make the group EXP, the EXP Elite group. She wanted to be positive because there are a lot of negative people in this industry. I'm gonna be straight up. There's a lot of negative industry. I'm not gonna point them out, but I will point them out because that's what type of person I am. But I'm going to keep quiet. Again, I'm a quiet person. I'm not even on social media. But anyways, there are a lot of people who are negative out there, and she just wanted to make this group be a positive reflection of what experiential marketing can do for clients and also for those who work within the industry. So Shout out to all my clients. I know this is the first time they're like, T is actually on here. So shout out to all my clients out there. T is finally on social media. So I'll let you guys take it to Jay, and thank you for being part of the Experiential Marketing industry. I love you, and I'm out.
Bye.